Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be all about the new Pure Canvas primers from Mercier. These are 6 brand new primers. They have all different finishes, all different claims. I've been putting every single one of them to the test for the last couple weeks, so I can let you guys know my thoughts about them, which ones I like, which ones I probably won't wear as much, and everything you need to know about the new Mercier primers. So if you guys want to know anything about these new primers, then just keep on watching. Alright, so there are 6 new Pure Canvas primers from Mercier. They all retail for $38. They're water-based primers. They're silicone-free as well. All of them have different claims. I find that I could actually wear all of them depending on like what I'm looking for that day for my skin. If my skin feels dry, if it feels dull, or if I'm wearing like a certain type of foundation, I definitely like to switch up my primers. So I just want to go over them in order and let you guys know just my experience with each one. I have had these primers for a couple weeks, and there are certain ones that I gravitate towards a little bit more, and then some that I was just wearing for the sake of this video and I didn't actually want to keep testing it out. So let's start off with the first one. So this is their Pure Canvas Power Primer Supercharged Essence. So this is more so to me like a skincare product and not necessarily a primer. I have been trying this out on its own as a primer for the sake of this video so I can let you guys know how it wears. But I'm going to continue to use this as like a serum for daytime because I really like the feel, the finish of this product. I feel like it really hydrates and like replenishes my skin, but it doesn't necessarily prep it for makeup. It doesn't feel like I'm doing any other kind of priming step. It really just feels like a serum. It's definitely more hydrating and a little bit thicker than a serum as well, but it does feel more like a skincare product. It is an essence. It also claims to have a lot of ingredients to plump and firm your skin. So this is like a really good step to prep your face. It reminds me of like the Cover FX booster drops. Like it gives you that hydration, really boosts your skin. It makes you feel like more hydrated and less dull, but it doesn't smooth out your pores, or it's not tacky either. It's more like a moisturizer. I like things that are more tacky so my foundation really sticks on. So I really like this product a lot, but I like it as a skincare step. Next up, we have the Perfecting Primer. Now this is the one, this one. This is the one that I've actually worn the most and the one I keep reaching for the most because I feel like it has a combination of all of those other primers. This is the one that's going to be more so for normal skin. You can wear this probably for any skin type because it's not overly hydrating either. I will say also the essence I think is good for more normal to dry skin because it does give you some more moisture. But this one doesn't leave your skin feeling too dewy. It just gives you just enough moisture without it being too heavy. This one's also a very lightweight texture as well. It's more of like a gel formula, which I really like. So I think even for oily skin, if you still want something that's going to give you a little bit of hydration without being oily, definitely check out the Perfecting one. And this one also has like a little bit of a tacky finish, which is really good for your foundation to grip onto. So I'll actually say that this one is my favorite. It's the one that I keep reaching for out of all of the primers. And it beats some of them just like a little bit, but this is probably my favorite out of all of them. Next up, we have the Illuminating Primer. This is specifically only going to be good for dry or maybe normal skin. Definitely do not check this out if you're oily. I think if you're oily, you're not going for primers that are illuminating, but this one's gonna be the one that gives you the most dewy finish. So this is basically like a liquid highlighter infused with a primer. It definitely gives you a very, very, very glowy finish. Basically like a light, yeah, like if you take a primer and drop in like 2 drops of a liquid highlighter, that's what it looks like. It gives you a little bit of a sheen. And it's also, it just is a dewy finish overall. It really, really reminds me of this glow lotion from L'Oreal. I feel like this is the drugstore version of this. This is a bit more like of a shimmery formula. This is honestly like more of like highlighter drops. Like you're gonna get a lot more of a glowy finish. You guys can see it looks like liquid highlighter basically. This one from Mercier is not as intense, but it's actually like a very similar product. I wouldn't say that this is so dewy that it gives you an oily look, but I will say I'm only going to use this when I'm using a matte foundation. I just want to add a little bit of luminosity or just make my skin look a little bit more radiant with a matte foundation like my Pure 4-in-1 foundation. I've tried this out with a dewy foundation and it was just like too much glow and too dewy. So definitely normal to dry skin, maybe only dry skin, and pair it with a matte foundation that you want it to make it a little bit more luminous. Next up, we have the Hydrating Primer. Now, the Perfecting Primer and the Hydrating Primer are very similar. The Hydrating Primer is actually just a little thicker. It gives you obviously more hydration. It's a bit more of a moisturizer, whereas this is more of like a gel moisturizer texture. This is a similar texture, but it just gives you a little like extra layer of hydration. Honestly, they're so similar to me, the Perfecting one and the Hydrating one. The reason I also like the Perfecting one a little bit more is that this gives you more of a moisturizer feel, whereas the Perfecting one gives you more of that tacky base that's really good under foundation. So if you need like super hydration, check out the Hydrating one because it's also not heavy. It's not gonna leave your skin oily. It's not super thick at all. It's still very lightweight, but it really gives you a lot of moisture, which I like. I love hydrating primers, but I don't like primers that feel like I'm putting on like an overnight face mask or anything like that because I'm going to apply so much makeup on top that I don't need to start off with like a really thick moisturizer. So this is great if you want a lot of hydration but still a really lightweight feel that just like melts into your skin. But I will say that the hydrating primer is not the one that's going to give you blurred pores or really smooth over your foundation. Some of the other primers do that better. This is just straight up moisture, super lightweight. Next up, this is the one for oily skin. This is the Blurring Primer. This is kind of cool because I kind of stay away from matte or blurring primers because a lot of times they have silicone or they're like the Benefit Professional that's just super thick of a formula where it just really like blurs your skin because it's a like thick coat of product. This is actually still a pretty lightweight formula. It just looks like a lightweight moisturizer, but once you blend it out, it does smooth over your skin and it's very matte. Just like immediately, it basically feels like a matte top coat of nail polish. Like it immediately changes the texture of my skin to look completely matte when I have no makeup on whatsoever, and I normally don't like that. I think maybe I will use this more so during the summer. It's not so matte that it makes my skin feel dry. I don't really go out of my way to mattify my skin before I even put on foundation. But I think if you have oily skin, this might be your new favorite primer because I've tried out so many primers that are meant for oily skin or even like acne prone skin, but they're so thick and they just feel really heavy on your skin. But this is incredibly lightweight and just like a little drop instantly mattifies your face without feeling like you have a lot of product on your face. So check this out, swatch this in store if you have oily skin and you're looking for something that doesn't leave your forehead shiny throughout the day, that really just mattifies instantly, especially if you have like oily skin and you don't even want to wear makeup for the day, but you maybe just want something to just keep the oil under control even when you're not wearing anything. I think you would love this because it's so lightweight as well. Personally, I don't need that because my skin's already kind of dry, so it's kind of like counterintuitive for me to use this, at least right now. But I will be traveling like more tropical places this year. We'll be in summer eventually, so I think I'll use this more so during that time. But right now for winter, I definitely don't need a super mattifying primer. And then lastly, this is the one that has SPF, and I'm pretty bad about SPF in general and SPF under makeup. The one thing that I do use is the Hangover RX with SPF because that's actually pretty lightweight. The scent isn't overpowering or anything like that, so that's actually something that I use most days. And then I'm actually really liking this primer as well. I was a little hesitant to try this out with a full face of makeup. I was expecting my makeup to really fade throughout the day, and it didn't at all, which made me very happy. And I was also testing this out with a dewy foundation and my makeup completely stayed in place. So it didn't get oily, it didn't break down, it still photographs really nicely as well. I didn't have any issues at all with this primer. The scent, you can smell the SPF a little bit. I think that's unavoidable in like any SPF product, but it's definitely not heavy or off-putting. I mean, honestly, I was going out of my way before testing out this primer to like smell it because I was a little paranoid of it being too heavy. And also the texture, it does leave a little bit of that like white cast on your skin, but it's like so subtle. Once you rub it out, it's totally fine, but just know it has like a little bit of that SPF feel to it, but it's definitely not super tacky, sticky. It doesn't like linger on your skin, it doesn't stay oily, and it doesn't affect your makeup. So this is a primer I'll definitely be reaching for when I'm out and about all day and I still want SPF. It's SPF 30, so I am excited about this one. I actually see myself using this one up because it could force me to use SPF every day, use SPF under makeup without it affecting my makeup. So I'm excited about that one as well. This I'm excited for a practical reason because I'm like really bad with SPF in general. I'm sure some of us are as well. But the Perfecting and the Hydrating primers are the ones that I think I'm gonna run out of the quickest. I'm not gonna see myself using the Illuminating primer too often. I think I will need to wear it with a more mattifying foundation. It's not gonna be my go-to every day. And then the one I'm gonna wear the least is the Blurring, just because it doesn't really match for my skin type. And then the Essence, I really like this just overall as a skincare product. I'm gonna put this like in my skincare drawer and start using it as my daily serum as well. So this I just consider more of a skincare product, but I figured it's part of the collection. I'll review it as a primer. All right guys, so that's gonna be everything for the new Laura Mercier primers. I was really excited about these because they are all silicone free and they're also have a lot of skincare benefits as well. There's a lot of different primers for every skin type. So let me know if you've tried any of these out. Otherwise, let me know your favorite primer in the comments below. I'll also link all these in my description box as well. But that's gonna be everything for today's video. If you guys liked it, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll talk to you guys soon in my next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.